All right, so last week you saw us do some 3D scanning and preliminary design of our Jeep dash mount, as well as experimenting with a MOLLE panel solution in the front cargo area of the Rivian. This week we're going to prototype both of those so that we can kind of evaluate them for manufacturing, also for feasibility, and does it work for us? So check it out. All right, so I'm out here at the plasma table. I've got a piece of 11 gauge on there from when we did the Cybertruck panels. So I'm gonna pull our model of the top plate in, import a drawing, top plate. All right, all right, that looks about right. So the only thing I'm noticing is that this will be cutting basically from the bottom out to the top, and I want the clean part to be on the top. The cut is cleaner on the top. So I'm gonna flip this around Y. Yeah, okay, so this is exactly what we're looking for. We got the logo up here, we got the rest of this. So I'm gonna add an operation for plasma cut, outside offset. We're gonna move all the way down here to fine cut. There's tons of options here, but we have fine cut consumables. Say okay, quick sanity check, that looks correct. So now I'm gonna export the G code and we'll get this thing set up. All right, so we got our G code exported. We've got Command CNC open with our file here. I've got the plasma table centered down here. We've got a good clean origin. I wiped off the material. We're a little low on fluid here. The table's looking kind of gross, but I'm gonna give it a shot. All right, so we got a good clean cutout of the top plate. I'm gonna do a little bit of cleanup on it. We'll hit it with some paint and then we'll go and test fit it. All right, so we've got our two 3D printed pieces here. I printed these last night. Remember we started with this shell piece last week to verify the contours here, and this is getting a little bit closer to a production part. And then we've got this top plate that we just cut. I'm gonna do a little bit of a sanity check fit here on these parts before I go and paint this and we install it. I designed it so that this molded piece over here has a section that'll have our logo and come through the top plate. And this top plate, a lot of these look like straight edges, but they're very slightly bowed to match this contour really well. That's something that I think will set us apart from a lot of the other options out there. But as you can see, even as a crude plasma cut part, that's a really nice fit. So I'm gonna add some threaded inserts to these feet on either side, and then we'll kind of do a real test fit. So I'm assembling this on the bench because I'm just gonna drop it in that trim piece to test fit, but the real installation procedure is that you would install each of these blocks in the vehicle, and then this top plate easily is bolted down or removed if you're reconfiguring with mounts, that kind of thing. So this is not really how you would install this. All right, that fits pretty nice. The factory, the production piece, I think will sit just a touch lower. And these countersinks will be a little tighter. But other than that, this is pretty close. I think I'm gonna add a slot up here. And then I was thinking about adjusting this feature to be compatible with the spin lock feature of our Mountech ball mounts to make that installation and use super, super slick. But this looks great. I think we're gonna roll forward with that. This is one of the few products that we're gonna be releasing on January 1st for pre-order with BuiltRight Day. So you can expect to check it out on BuiltRightInd.com on the 1st of 2024. All right, so I have the 3D scan. I'll hide this. 3D scan of the front of the
Rivian frunk area, the front cargo area. I hate saying frunk.
Some people are calling it the frunk. I don't like saying that.
So what we got here is the metal panel. It'll probably be 8 inch aluminum. And then we have the pegs that are in the Rivian cargo area. I've got one here in my hand. And that's what this is. The thing is, to remove these from that tub, you need to remove the tub in order to depress these tabs. And I'd love to be able to have this panel able to be installed without removing them. So what we're doing is cutting a hole that's just slightly larger, and the panel is essentially going to drop straight down onto it. Obviously then it's floating around loosely. So I'm starting to experiment with a solution. And this red thing is kind of just representative of one of those tabs, where this piece is kind of a locking washer that would grab around the post, and then you'd press the panel. And my thought is that these little tabs would essentially like lock this onto the panel and keep it centered on that post.
Oh, I see.
See if I can change its color. Make it green. It's festive. It kind of follows the contour so we don't lose a lot of bed, but the idea is this would be a place to be tying things down to, attaching pouches, whatever it is, just provides some sort of structure inside this cargo area. So what I have left to do is I'm going to lop off the corner here, because I think I'm going to have to do that in order to get the cover to be able to flip up and clear that corner is going to be tight. And then I'm going to add the MOLLE features here. We'll flatten it, and then we'll go cut it on the plasma table and fold it.
All right, so we're back here at the plasma table. We got a fresh piece of steel here to cut this out of. Production parts would be aluminum, just like our other Rivian stuff, but we happen to have steel on the table and easily available. So this is 11 gauge steel. I'm gonna go ahead and get this started. So as far as mounting this panel to these posts that are in the front cargo area without having to take the tub out, this is that post we mentioned. This is just a printed representative tab from the panel. So you would essentially slip this over there. This would be sitting against the vehicle. And then this washer with these little locking fingers on it would slip through here, snaps around there. And then the panel comes up and snaps in there. So now the panel is captive, centered on that post because of that washer.
Gotcha.
I wish I had the ability to prototype that washer a little bit better than we do. We may have to call a friend for some help. All right, we got our prototype here. It's pretty crude, but it's looking like it might fit. Slipping it over the posts. Now I'm missing the one down here because it's the one I was playing with at my desk. So at this point, right, it's just loose. But this little clip that I designed should be able to snap over the post, and then the panel should snap up into it. It's pretty much engaged. So this, I cut these back actually just to make the prototype shorter, since this is a straight area. But because of this, there's a little bit of interference right there, so we'll have to lop off part of this corner if we want the panel to extend even this far. So I can simulate this in the model pretty easily. I don't want to worry about it. I'm primarily interested in the mounting points and the mounting solution right now.
All right, so we got both of those products, or projects I should say, prototyped. The Jeep Gladiator and Wrangler dash mount looks awesome. That turned out really well with those 2 feet and the top plate. It looks really nice. I think it's gonna be really useful. So that is probably very, very close to the production version. And we will start taking pre-orders on BuiltRight Day, January 1st, 2024. Regarding the Rivian MOLLE panel, we've got that installed in the truck. I'm gonna use it and live with it for a while, make sure it is actually useful and as a product and not just something that looks cool. And then we'll kind of decide how we wanna proceed with that as a product, or maybe we just file it away for the archive. So check back next week.